So I never made a video going over my thoughts on the nerfs to Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten, so this is what this video is going to be covering. I'm sure most of you have heard by now, but starting with Season of Opulence, Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten are going to be nerfed and kind of slash reworked. They're going to be the same firing style, so they're still going to be the precision frames, but instead of being 180s, they're actually going to be 150 hand cannons. So they're going to be the only precision frame 150 hand cannons in all of Destiny 2. Also, you will not be able to 2-tap anymore because the Magnificent Howl perk only procs on body shots. So if you get a body shot then a headshot, that's not enough damage to kill people. Now, a couple of different things to look at with this is, not only will Not Forgotten and Luna's Howl still probably be the most used hand cannons on console, but they were nerfed solely because of console. And it's no surprise to anybody that Destiny 2 is pretty much, for all intents and purposes, a different game on console versus PC. PC, you see a bunch of Ace of Spades, you see a bunch of other hand cannons, and then in console Destiny 2, you barely see any hand cannons. And the main reason for this is because all hand cannons besides 180s on console are pretty much terrible. They have bloom, they have really bad recoil that's hard to control and unpredictable, I guess you could say. Whereas the 180s, and I guess once Not Forgotten and Luna's Howl get nerfed into 150s, they're precision frames, so there's no recoil, so you pretty much just have to hit headshots. And on console, it's really easy to hit headshots with the aim assist, so on and so forth. So I really don't see this nerf honestly doing anything. I still think Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten are going to be the most used hand cannons on console. I don't see them being used that much on PC. So that kind of brings us into the discussion of, are they going to be worth getting? If you haven't gotten it and you were thinking of going for it, is it still worth it? And my answer is different depending on what platform you're playing on. Simply put, on PC, I do not think these guns will be worth getting. Ace of Spades will be better. Thorn will be better. Even a good Midnight Coup or Spare Rations will be better because you'll get more range. So I don't know. On console, I still think they're going to be the best guns because this is a whole nother discussion, but the core problem is, I don't want to say Bungie is taking the lazy way out of doing this, but they're definitely doing the easier thing. Instead of looking at 110s, 140s, and 150s on console, they're just buffing down the most used weapon and the strongest weapons. So instead of buffing and fixing the recoil and bloom on 110s, 140s, and 150s, they're just nerfing the best 180s. Which even then, I'm probably going to do a video on the service revolver, which can be just as good, in my opinion, as Not Forgotten if you get a good roll on it. Yeah, that'll definitely be for another video. So I think overall, the more pressing issue is definitely not only the hand cannons on console needing to be fixed, as in the recoil and the bloom on them, but overall, I think Destiny might honestly need to start going in the direction of completely separate balancing for PvE and PvP, kind of like World of Warcraft does. And not just that, I think the game needs separate balancing completely regarding platforms. So I definitely think console and PC platforms need to be balanced separately. Now, whether Bungie has the manpower to do that, that's a whole different discussion. I don't think they do. Not trying to throw shade, but Bungie doesn't have enough manpower to have a sandbox across the platforms currently, much less have two different sandboxes. So like I said, I don't really understand these nerfs. I'm still going to wait and see what happens and how they play after the nerfs. But looking at them just at face value, they are definitely going to be hurtful overall, in my opinion. Like I said, they're still going to be the most used hand cannons on console, more than likely. Because all the other hand cannons are just absolutely terrible. Even like Ace of Spades is horrible on console, but it's absolutely amazing. It's like 60% of the kills in the Crucible on PC. So I'm not sure exactly what Bungie was thinking here. I know they were trying to do something to kind of switch it up, this and along with all the other exotic nerfs to armor and weapons. Season of Opulence will definitely be interesting. I am excited because we have a new raid though, and I did not really enjoy Season of the Drifter because I'm not a Gambit fan, so I feel like I'm not really alone in that boat. But yeah, I'm gonna try and keep an open mind going into Season of Opulence as far as the Crucible goes. I'm not expecting, you know, Trials or anything to come back. Pretty much not until Destiny 3. I feel like they're shifting most of their attention to Destiny 3 at this point. Anyways, guys, just wanted to make a video going over my thoughts on the nerfs and if Luna's Howl and Not Forgotten are still worth getting. So just to re-emphasize, if you're on console, I definitely think they are worth getting, and they will be worth getting and using after the nerfs. And if you're on PC, unless you're a completionist, I honestly don't feel like they will be worth it after the nerfs. But that could change once the nerfs actually go into effect. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button for more Destiny 2 content. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.